What's up, everybody? We have 10 minutes here with Ryan Muckenhirn yet again to discuss the last of the NATO cartridges from our NATO specials here, which is the 12.7x99, a.k.a. the 50 BMG. Let's be honest. Everybody loved going around with the 50 BMG Barrett in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and whooping up on your friends. And it is a monster. We have a case here. It doesn't even have the actual projectile loaded into it. Those loaded ones are down at the range right now. Next to my Nalgene, you can actually start comparing it to the size of an Nalgene. I mean, it's not actually...
With the bullet in, I'd be curious to see the...
It might be as tall.
It's a big one.
Are big boys.
Grandes, to
the
quote
big
Mark.
dog.
Now, explain this guy, because we have, up until now, you got your 9x19, you got your 5.56, your 7.62. Okay, seems like stuff most guys are going to be carrying around. This one, on the other hand, it's got to have some super hyper special use, right? I mean, what's it designed for? Putting holes in tanks?
So it's a true heavy machine gun round. It's from anti-material, and when we say material, we're talking everything from radar dishes, buildings, jeeps, aircraft, and anti-personnel. It's one of the oldest. Well, it's the oldest one that we're going to talk about today. 1918 and 1921 adoption.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah.
This is the oldest one?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have thought
that we've talked about. Right.
1918 and 21 adoption.
I wouldn't have thought that either. I almost would have thought it was more towards the newer end.
Yep. So Browning M2 machine gun. We've heard it referred to as Ma Deuce. There's been a couple iterations around the M3, and which is a different cyclic rate and barrel system. Still fires M2 or M33 ball or any of the other variety of bullets and projectile combinations that you can get, be they tracer, slap, incendiary, AP. There's a neat one called the Recoil, which has kind of an explosive propellant part of it. If there's ever been a Swiss Army knife of the NATO cartridges, I personally believe it to be the 12.7x99. On the modern battlefield, we have sniper rifles chambered in this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We have anti-aircraft machine guns. We have automated weapon systems. We have miniguns. We have on aircraft, not so much anymore, but during World War II and a little bit later, we had 50 BMG or 12.7x99. The very famous P-51 Mustang
Yes.
had 6 of these on board. You've heard the term the whole...
6 guns?
Yeah. You've heard
Why didn't I even know that?
So 3 M2s per wing.
Cadillac of the sky.
Yes, it's still the greatest warbird ever.
I wonder how many rounds it held.
So you've heard the term the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Right? Again, we'll go the whole 9 yards. What that means is on aircraft, and we'll look at some of the bombers and all the various gunner ports that were on the bombers had M2s on them.
Yeah.
In 50 BMG. 9 yards refers to the length of the belt of ammunition.
I love it.
Yeah, and when you give them the whole 9 yards, you give them the whole 9 yards.
We're
going the whole 9 yards. Give them the beans.
I like that.
You press the butterflies in the backside of that machine gun, and that thing hums for a while, and that's 9 yards of 50 BMG ammo.
Oh, that's a pretty just thing to think about.
Yeah. I love it.
It's probably one of the most overhyped rounds, too. I've heard things on the internet like if you shoot at a person with a 50, you don't even have to hit them. It just has to fly within 3 feet and they're dead. False. False.
I bet I could shoot a 50 BMG over the mountains.
Probably. I've heard things like it's the greatest long-range cartridge of all time. Also pretty false.
Yeah, it's kind of, I hear mixed reviews. Some
Right.
people say they're super accurate. Some people say, well, you're kind of lucky if you hit something really far away.
Platform and loading.
Okay.
So we need to look at the spirit of the cartridge and why it is here and what it does.
Yeah.
It's not designed to be a high-precision round in its, we'll just say M2 and M33 loadings, which are a 660 grain ball round. Just a
660.
Yeah, 660 grains, right?
Lovely.
So it weighs more than a loaded 7.62 by 5.1 case does. Total.
Yeah.
But it's not made to be a high precision thing. It's made to destroy material at a high rate of fire. So if you take M33 ball and you load it into your 50 BMG, and assuming that you've purchased a rather affordable 50 BMG, don't expect mile accuracy out of it. It's not made to do that. Now, if you get into some of the specialty loadings, like the 750 grain AMAX loading from Hornady.
Now, is that more of a consumer?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yep, both. So that's on the catalog of different loadings that you can get for it. you get into that load and you get into the right rifle that can stabilize that very long projectile with its very shiny aluminum tip, then expect match grade accuracy. And depends on the weapons platform too. Some of them out there are not designed to be single hole accurate. They were designed to be man portable, to put, again, rounds on target, payload on target, destroy material.
Big rounds.
Yes.
I feel like part of the reason maybe that is that's kind of the case with most ammunition. You know, there's 308 that's super accurate. There's 308 that's not very accurate. And same with the arms that shoot them and all that stuff. But I think that people so rarely actually see 50 BMG that they just assume when they hear somebody say, "Oh, I have it and it shoots really well," just, well, all of it must shoot really well because they just don't have a lot of experience with it. And I mean, you know, because it's expensive to shoot. Generally speaking, even an inexpensive 50 BMG is still pretty expensive.
Yeah, $4 to $5 a pull for the milsurp ammo, and $7 to $10 a pull for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oy. Yeah.
Does it? Or go ahead.
I was going to say too, a lot of folks, when you see a 50, it's an impressive arm. Like it's very large. Like I think of a Barrett M107 or an M10 or M82. It's huge. It's 32 pounds. It's 60 plus inches long.
Yeah.
Its magazine loaded is like 10 pounds. They're giant.
The magazine loaded reminds me of holding an entire Super Nintendo.
Correct.
I mean,
and it's probably heavier.
Yeah. Oh, heavier for sure.
Yeah. It's like holding a Yellow Pages with a Super Nintendo taped to it. It's a big thing. And I think when a lot of people see that, the mystique and the perception of an arm that large elevates its status on the street.
Yeah.
It's a cool round. It's one of my favorite rounds. I've never loaded for it because the dies for it are usually like $400 to $700. And I only know they're pretty expensive. The primers are very proprietary. It's a big deal.
What's this thing? What was it based on when it came out? Is it its own thing all entirely?
So this is cool. If you take a 30-06 and you hit...
No,
listen to me. You take a 30-06 and you hit enhance, you get a 50 BMG.
What? You just hit the old, when you're in like Microsoft Paint or whatever, and you just did Control plus to make the paintbrush bigger.
Yep.
Somebody literally said, "We need a bigger 30-06."
You hit enhance, you get a 50 BMG.
It's the 30-06, but it's the NFL
you just called
lineman
the
version.
7.62 dad. Apparently, the 06 is dad.
The 06 is grandpa.
Yeah, no, this is
grandpa.
This is your great uncle who's really big and played.
It's really cool. Yeah, if you look at a lot of the case dimensions, they're borrowed from the 30-06.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and there is no parent case to it, right?
Okay,
it's not like it came out of anything. Like the 308 came out of the 30-06.
That's cool.
It's its own deal. But if you take it and you hit enhance,
interesting.
And one thing I'd like to point out is John Moses Browning product.
Hey,
that guy,
one of my favorites.
That guy was an alien.
Yeah,
I think
BMG.
I think he was not from Earth.
In the name BMG, Browning Machine Gun.
That is so cool.
Yep.
His mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yep. I hunt with a rifle made by him in 1885. We have machine guns in inventory today that are fighting on battlefields around the world that were his design.
I love it.
Now, I know one thing we've talked about a little bit is on these NATO specialists have been this sort of the future, the perceived future of what these will be.
Yep.
There's really nothing out there that's necessarily, unless, I mean, I see some of these people coming up with other big bullets.
Yep.
You've got the Shy Tax and you've got other stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, is the 50 BMG in any danger of being upstaged?
I don't think so. Not in a heavy machine gun platform.
Where is it being used or not used in comparison to like the big 338s?
So sniper platforms.
Okay.
And there's a lot of debate on that, and I'd love to get somebody on this podcast that has real life experience with the 50 and say something like a Lapua or a Norma Mag in that setting to talk about its effectivenesses. So again, we're looking at payload, we're looking at penetration, we're looking at the ability to destroy a hard target.
Right, and by a hard target, you're talking like an engine block or
a vehicle, a satellite dish, a missile system, a targeting system, whatever. Is something of a lighter caliber as effective for doing so or not? And then when you get into that sniper role, what is its effectiveness against personnel versus something like a Lapua or a Norma Magnum that are getting a lot of attention right now? And And I think when you talk to the guys that do port them, if we think of an M107, which is a single user platform, it's not like an M2, which you need at least 2 people to carry, if not 3.
Mm-hmm.
The M107 is a one-man operation. It's still 32 pounds. It's still this gargantuan platform.
Yeah.
And the ammunition is extremely heavy. Something like a Lapua or a Norma Magnum, being lighter is more portable, ergo possibly more effective. And then downrange, because those bullets fly at higher velocity with similar BCs, they may be even more effective depending on the ammunition used.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When we're looking at the, like the 5.56, and it's kind of got that 223 counterpart. Mm-hmm. Does the 50 BMG?
It is 50, so 12 7x99 or 50 BMG.
Okay, so
there's just kind of one.
Yep, they are.
Got it. When you buy the stuff for your own personal civilian rifle, you're getting the same stuff.
Well, no. So that was a good question. I think, is that what you meant?
That's what I was asking.
So yes and no. You can't get
probably the destructive stuff that blows up.
Correct.
Or
yeah. You can buy M33 ball equivalent or similar, bullets ranging from 647 grains to 670 grains. You can buy the Hornady match stuff, which is very similar to the 758 tip loads that you'd find. You can't buy API. You can't buy the crazy black tip stuff. You can't buy incendiary, but you can get ball equivalent rounds. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, and the 50 BMG just gets a little bit longer than 10 minutes because it's so dang big and awesome. You're putting together your Red Dawn kit, okay? I'm assuming you're going to have your Glock 19 or your Glock 17. So you got your 9mm, 9x19, right? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you're going to have some kind of carbine, probably in 5.56. This is all assumption. Tell me if I'm wrong. And then, maybe a little longer range rifle. You get your 7.62. Are you, in your Red Dawn bag, also going to have a 50 BMG?
I think...
As you kind of the
I
regular
think
dude.
You'd be a fool to not have a 1/2-inch gun.
There you have it, folks. You should have one because when all those, what is it, North Korean, or now I think the new Red Dawn's Russian again. It went from Russia to North Korea to now Russia again.
I don't think we need to point fingers.
No.
You know what? Whatever. But when they come in with their big tanks and their big Ladas,
spaceships.
You got to be able to put those things down.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You don't want to be slinging little 55 grain rocks at them.
1/2-inch gun.
Of course, I don't know. They come in with the spaceships.
Maybe
they're bringing more technology.
They're a total riot to shoot, too. People have the misconception, you shoot this, you're going to go flying backwards.
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up.
So, no, not the case. The guns are very heavy.
When they have a muzzle brake the size of the alternator.
Yeah. So Travis Baran and I did a focus fire test on our range with 50 BMG to see what the range was capable of. And I think to knock some cobwebs off the ceiling too. Mm-hmm. And we fired 99 rounds out of, in fact, a Barrett M99. And as fast as we could pull the trigger and cycle the bolt, we concluded the test. Recoil would have been equivalent to an unbraked 308. Very pleasant to shoot. It's disruptive. There's a lot of gas volume coming out of there. We're talking about burning hundreds of grains of powder.
You guys did bowling, I remember. You set up a bunch of spent cases and like a triangle behind you and blew them all over.
Yep. And they're not going to knock you out.
No.
There's a lot going on when it goes off. It's very loud.
A little bit more felt when you're prone than if you were sitting or kneeling or something like that. It's probably not standing. I mean, I know people who have done it, but not in the indoor range because you may end up.
The guns weigh so much that it's hard to hold.
They're heavy.
30-some pounds.
I mean, would you say it's almost even more disruptive to a person that's standing maybe adjacent to it?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're sitting at like the 3, 4, 5 o'clock positions, depending on where you are and what direction the brakes ports are oriented, yes, it feels like you're getting hit by a pillow because you're moving a huge volume of air. But they're cool. They're a hoot to shoot. They're a little hyped up on their capabilities. They are not a fantastic hunting round, but they are a hoot to shoot, and they're a great mantelpiece. I mean, look at that.
Oh,
it is. Yeah,
hoot to shoot. Everybody needs a 1/2-inch gun.
Get one. All right, there you have it, folks. We'll get back to other non-NATO cartridges certainly in other 10-minute talks here, and we have been getting plenty of suggestions and stuff like that. We keep throwing over to Ryan Muckenhirn, and it seems like there's not really any cartridge out there he doesn't know. Or at least we haven't found one yet. We'll find out. But anyways, thanks as always for listening to these, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Get a half-inch gun.